Hi everyone, welcome back. Someone asked about the graphics. Hi Max King, thank you for a great video. How to get or create the bell alarm with the number of active alarm, and how did you get those nice icons? Thank you for your answer, have a great day. Well, I use some software to get icons, but you can search the internet. I use FavePing. There's the website address there, faveping.com. I'm not advertised by them or anything. I have no connection to them at all. I just have an account and I can search for icons. So if I just type in, I don't know, bell, we're going to get lots of Christmas card bells, I presume, here. Yeah, there's Christmas card bells there. But I'm sure we can get an icon for a normal bell somewhere. Just, that's not really plain. I either want black or red, something like that, for example, or any one of these type of things you can get. But I'll show you what I'm using at the moment. So let's close that down and move that away. Close that down. Now with your screen, I use, this is my display screens. I've got two, and that's my setting I normally use. But for design, I would use 1920 by 1080, so 1920 by 1080, because it can be resized anyway with the Niagara. Let's close that down. And if we look at my top navigation bar, I normally do a top, I normally do a bottom, and I normally do a side. Let me take off these the console here. Hide console, I don't need that. And go into edit mode. Now this is my alarm icon. You can see it there. So if I click on that and go to image, if I don't have any alarms, I'm showing a grey 50 by 50 ping, and if I have any alarms, I show a red 50 by 50 ping. So that's simple enough, and that's the unact in the services that I use. And then I would take you, when you click on it, to my alarms PX page. And then this bit that goes over the alarm, again I'm looking at the same place, unact, I'm taking you to the same place, alarms, and it's just an out value of the unact and showing it green when I don't have any alarms, and showing it white when I do have alarms, because it will go onto that alarm, grey alarm, would change to red. Now if we go to my nav pages, nav images, and that's my red alarm. Let me just go no to that. And that's my grey alarm. Just icons. And these are my other images that I've got in my file. So that's to go left, bar graph, building, different buttons that I sometimes use on different jobs, calendar icon, checked icon, for settings icon, electricity, forward, my home, information, a leaf, so eco, if you want to go anything for eco, my blue line, my green line, logo, padlock, refresh, save button. That's my sidebar. That's the bit that I put down the side there. Spanner and user. So you get yourself a selection of icons that you can use, and then all it's a case of doing is making yourself a, I called it top nav, but you can just call it top, bottom, whatever. And then if you look at the size of this, 1920 wide, and I only want 100 depth. And let's have a look at a main page. If we look at a main page, you will see my page size is 1920 by 1080. So 1920 wide and 1080 depth. So that's my page size. And then you can see there's a bottom nav in here. So bottom nav, I can show you, I'll just move it away, you can just see it's not part of the, it's another file, it's not physically part of the page, same with that one. Control key Z, Control key Z. And then if I go to the bottom nav, there's my bottom nav, navigation, with some points that I want them to see on all the pages. And they'll have a side navigation as well, which is my include in this particular one. So there are your different places that you can go to. So that is that JPEG image, or can be JPEG, can be BMP. They don't advise BMP, bigger file. It could be a GIF image. You can do whatever you want really, a ping image. These are my boxes. That's my image for my box, which is the button green. And then that's my text, which is in white, home. And that's the hyperlink where it takes you. Same with the, that's my BACnet PX file that takes you there, again text. So I click on one of them, and that takes me to my full page there, with my top nav, bottom nav and side nav. And we can just go through them easy enough. PDF files. So what I did there on this job is I have a directory in my files with all my documents, PDF documents that was sent when I was designing it. So I could actually open it up. It won't open here, you would have to open it up on a web page. Like the time clock didn't work. If I click on the time clock there, cannot load. It will load on a web browser. But yeah, they're all my PDF files. That's my palette for the ISMA module, which is this module here, drivers, Modbus, this ISMA B120 module. And we've just got 12 digital outputs there. And if I lose communication, I'm setting DO1, DO2 right through to DO6 as a true. So if we lose Modbus communication, they're all going to be a true value. So we're basically switching everything on and not leaving it in the false state if it was in the false state. Let's you just need to get your own palette first of all, and once you've got your palette, which is, I've called mine nav images, you can just place them into the controller and you can use these navigation images. As for the key, all that is It's just telling you the standard colours that I'd use, and my site specific. So if it's a sensor, it's just that background. If it's a sensor with history, it's the light green. If it's a calculated value, it's in black. If it's a set point adjust, it's in yellow. And if it's a switch, like a trend switch or whatever, or it's in grey. I think that's about it. Without physically reinventing what I've already done. Oh, I need to show you the alarm side of it, don't I? So let's go up to the alarms on this controller. Alarm service. That is what I'm using, this unact here, which is currently at 0. I've got an alarm count, which is 3. So all I've got, I've got my critical alarms and maintenance alarms on default. So all I do to get the other alarms is I just duplicate that and rename it, and duplicate again and rename it, and then I'm linking all these into an add block. So there's my in alarm counts, all going into an alarm block, adding them up and giving them my total alarm count. And those are all my unact alarms, doing exactly the same, giving an unact account. And then we've got the console recipient, so I will send that out to the supervisor. And we've got another one for maintenance, so we've got 2 console recipients there, maintenance and the normal one. So maintenance, they're only seeing the maintenance alarms. This one, they're seeing all the 3 types of alarms. We click on that, we've got the 3 alarms there. Again, this controller's not online, so I'm not worried about any of them. And we've only got 2 alarms there. And then if I go back into my nav files, we've done the key, alarms, there we go, alarms up here. Just minimize that. So that's my alarms page. And then all I've done there is different pages, alarm database view, alarm maintenance view, and this include is actually this sidebar here. So we can navigate maintenance, we can just send them to maintenance. Overview is all the alarms. Again, we've got the top nav bar and we've got the bottom. You can see we've got critical there, so if I go to my top nav, unactioned alarms, so it's still looking at the alarm service unact, which is 0, taking you to the alarms page. All I've done there is put the wording in front of it and then the out value, changing the colour. So when we do get one alarm, it doesn't have to be 0.01, it can be 0.1. It changes the colour of the text. And then the critical, that's the alarm count, which we saw we had 3 alarms. Again, going to the same page, navigating to the same page when you click on it. That's the out value again with critical in front of it. And then again with different colours. Just going through some of these then, the user, so it's just an icon on its own. Underneath there we do the slot, so station slot, but in here in the text we use welcome, which is what I'll put in front of it, and then we type in the % user, open brackets, close brackets, %, and it would tell me who it is that's logged in. That's just the site name that I put right at the beginning on all the pages at the top, and then underneath that I put what page you're in. That's your settings icon. So I've got a page called Adjustments PX, so I use the settings icon. I've got a time clock, so I'm using the calendar icon as taking me to the time clock page. Information, that's taking me to the key PX page. That's to basically log out. So that's my log off there and my icon colour. That's my home page where I'm actually going to, my hyperlink and the icon. And then we've got the forward icon, like the navigation bars that you have on a URL, and we've got the back icon. And then underneath that we've got the line green. And that's about it. I don't think there's much else to tell you. I'm getting the outside air temperature when it's connected. I'm putting a history on it so they can click it, so they can have a pop-up history of the outside air. And I'm getting the date and time. So how I'm doing that is I have a folder called date_time that I use on all my jobs, and there I'm just taking the date string, so I'm splitting it up, and there I'm taking the time string. Let's just show you that folder. Date and time, it's a standard folder I use, I'm not saving any of that. So I get the current time, I make it string writable, and then I split it out. So that's what you're getting, which is everything. So the date, the time, seconds, milliseconds, and I don't want them to see all that, it looks a bit rubbish. So here I'm just extracting the time 06:53, and then I'm putting it to a string writable. And how I do that is begin with 11, end in 16. So I take all that string and I begin at 11, which is that 6 there, it would be that 06, and I end there at 16. So 06:54 is my output from that one. And then if we look at the day one, splitting it there, day, month and year, in case I need it for other calculations. And we get, so there I'm actually adding them together, them splits, I'm adding them together. So adding that one and adding that one to give me the full date there. That's just if I ever need a 30-minute or whatever, mainly for metering histories where we can use intervals. So that's basically rubbish. So that's not used on the navigation in any way whatsoever. And like I said, I'm taking the day there, so that's 20, which is that value there, 20. So we look at that, 8 and 10, which is that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8 and 10 gives me that 20. And then look at the month, 5 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gives me the month. And year, 2 and 4, which gives me 24. just them two there. And then all I'm doing, I mean, I could have it displayed as 2006 and then take that out of there and put that into there, 2006-24, if I want the display like that. It's entirely up to me whether I want to do the full year or I can just do the 24 at the end. So that is it for the date and time shown on there. It's easy enough just to copy this. It's just put your current time, your module for that. If we click on there, we go kit control, timer, current time, go OK, and then put that information then into a string writable to get you that full length of the time in the writable format, and then you can use these string subs to change that. You find it here in the palette. So you've got the concentrate one, which is this one here. Not concentrate, but it basically adds them together. That one and that one. And we've got the one that we substring. This is the one that we take, and depending on what we put here, so I don't know, let's just do 15 to 18, save it. That's giving me 8:2, which 8:3, which is basically this here. I mean, if I put that to 19, save it, it's giving me 41. So if I take out two of them, so 15, so I put 17 on there, save, that gives me my seconds. So that's just showing me now seconds. So let me just rename that. Oops, wrong one. Rename that seconds. It already exists. I put it there, so it already exists anyway. My hours and my minutes. Delete, 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 and go back to the nav for the top bar, top nav, and there's your time, 6:59 on 20th of the 6/24. Right, I think that's it for this video. I am now going to carry on and do some work, but that's just a short video to show you how we did the alarm icon. And once you've got your own little palette of nav images, then all you need to do for another job is copy this top nav, put it in there, do some slight changes, and you're good to go on your next navigation bar or the main page. Thank you for watching.